Ons het nie almal die voorreg om in ons eie land of buurlande van Namibië te reis nie. Ruk gelede het ons vir julle deel van die Kletskompas van Amerika se Suider-Afrikaanse safari gedeel. Vandag wys ons weer ietsie uit hulle besoek aan die wêreldbekende Okavango Delta. Bly ingeskakel daarvoor. Op Republikeinse voorblad vir Woensdag die 17 April verskoning 2024, Irene Marie van der Walt by my. Ons kan gerus ook aan Ronel Rademeier geluk sê, Republikeinse voormalige nuusredakteur vir 'n spesiale toekenning wat sy ontvang het van Netwerk Namibië. Lees ook oor die Bank of Namibia se nuwe jaarverslag en hulle kommer oor voedselsekuriteit. Jy skryf oor 'n regsgeding tussen die PDM amptelike oppositie in Namibië en Rashid Sardarov en sy huurkontrak met die regering vir grond hier in Dordebus se omgewing.
Ja, ek dink een dingetjie wat ons bietjie mis het, wat baie mense miskry oor hierdie hofsaak en oor Rashid Sardarov, is dat baie mense dink hy het die grond gekoop wat nou betwis word. Dis nie die koop van die grond wat betwis word nie, hy besit nie hierdie spesifieke grond nie. Hy besit grond rondom, maar hierdie kontrak wat nou betwis word in die hof is 'n huurkontrak, 'n 99 jaar huurkontrak. Dit is soortgelyk aan die kontrak waarop Vlotskasbaken bestaan, of sy bestaan vind, is ook 'n 99 jaar huurkontrak, niemand besit daai grond nie. Ja, so die PDM sê dan nou dat hierdie huurkontrak net sowel 'n verkoop van die grond kon gewees het dat die regering en die landbouministerie net sowel die grond aan Sardarov kon verkoop het. Die ministerie sê dan weer, en Kamsa se regsverteenwoordiger, dit is Sardarov se maatskappy, Kamsa se regsverteenwoordiger sê dat dit nie die besit van die grond is nie en dat dit ook nie kan wees nie, aangesien daar sekere regte is wat Kamsa en Rashid Sardarov nie het nie. Soos byvoorbeeld, hulle mag nie die grond verkoop nie en hulle mag nie die grond verhuur nie, wat dan nou basiese regte is wat iemand wat in besit van eiendom is sou hê. Hulle sê ook dat daar geen rede is hoekom Sardarov en Kamsa die wetgewing sou moes omseil en pogings aanwend om die wetgewing te omseil nie, juis omdat die wet voorsiening maak vir die verkoop van landbougrond aan buitelanders, wat dan nou die hele kwessie is rondom hierdie grond. Die wetgewing maak voorsiening vir die verkoop van grond aan buitelanders, sou die minister dit goedkeur. Sardarov het glo 'n poging aangewend om die grond te koop en die minister het toe vir hom nee gesê, en nadat die minister vir hom nee gesê het hy toe nou half vir tweede beste opsie toe nou gegaan en gesê hy sal 'n 99 jaar huurkontrak vat. So hy is tans besig om 'n lodge daar te ontwikkel. Hy hoop om die grond omskep in 'n area waar mense kan gaan jag en waar mense vir trofees kan gaan jag. Hy wil ook daar 'n skool bou vir die werkers, hy wil huise bou vir die werkers. So ja, daar's baie aan die gang by Marula Lodge.
Die aansoekers beroer ook kwessie van 'n skenking aan die ministerie hier.
Okay. So die bewering is dat Rashid Sardarov geld geskenk het aan die ministerie van landbou sodat hulle hierdie grond kan koop en dit dan weer aan hom terugverhuur. Kamsa se regsverteenwoordiger Wim Trengrove sê egter dat daar niks fout is daarmee nie en dat dit alles groter deel is van 'n groter prentjie. Hy het in Engels baie mooi gesê, the PDM cannot choose which part of the egg to unscramble. Hy sê dit sou heeltemal onregverdig teenoor Suider-Afrika en Kompas wees om net 'n gedeelte van hierdie half tot nie te verklaar, om te sê dat okay, hierdie huurkontrak is nietig en dit is nie geldig nie. Wanneer Suider-Afrika reeds hierdie skenking gemaak het en hierdie grond reeds teruggekoop het, of aan Suider-Afrika verhuur is nadat die ministerie dit gekoop het. So hy sê dit sou heeltemal onregverdig wees om net hierdie laaste deeltjie waaroor die PDM nou kapsie maak tot nie te verklaar.
As senior advokaat Wim Trengou, hy is ook 'n groot swaargewig in Suid-Afrika aan die howe daar. Dankie Irene Marie.
Dis 'n plesier dan.
Ons is binnekort terug met die weervooruitsigte vir môre. Hoe lyk sake op die weerfront vir donderdag 17 April 2024? Hier is 'n oorsig vir Namibië, die kus sommer daar eerste swak op Moond 15 met 'n maksimum van 17. Terug by die noorde, Rundo 19 en 34 op Oshakati 23 met 'n maksimum van 35. Daar 33 grade op Tsumeb. En die kook sal op Omaruru draai op 34 grade Celsius. Windhoek 17 met 'n maksimum van 30 grade. Gebab is 31 en dan loer ons gou weer na die kus volgende. En die Spy 15 met 'n maksimum van 21, Mariental 18 met 33, Keetmanshoop ook daar 33 grade Celsius die maksimum. Arnos 32, Ariamsvlei 33 en Oranjemund daar aan die grens van Namibië 13 met 'n maksimum van 23.
Hello and welcome to today's Sports Rep Show.
I am your host, Jesse Jackson, Kauraifa. In replay, Namibia, who had won the toss for the first time on this tour.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news, both on the WTA for women's and
Tans leef ongeveer 32 miljoen mense reg oor die wêreld met Alzheimers se siekte, die mees algemene vorm van demensie. Met 'n groeiende verouderende bevolking verwag kenners nou dat demensiegevalle teen die jaar 2050 tot 152 miljoen sal styg. Op die oomblik is daar geen geneesmiddels vir Alzheimers se siekte nie en medikasieopsies is baie beperk. Om hierdie rede is navorsers nou daarop gefokus om meer maniere te vind om hierdie tipe demensie te behandel. 'n Potensiële behandelingsgebied wat wetenskaplikes ondersoek het, is immunoterapie, 'n behandeling wat die liggaam se eie immuunrespons versterk om sodoende Alzheimer se siekte te beveg. In een van die jongste studies oor die gebruik van immunoterapie vir Alzheimer se siekte is onlangs in die joernaal Science Translational Medicine verskyn. In hierdie studie skets navorsers van Washington Universiteit in St. Louis 'n manier om teenliggaampies te gebruik om die senuweestelsel se immuunselle se vermoë te herstel om ongewenste pyn uit te vee wat tot Alzheimer se siekte kan lei. Vir hierdie studie het navorsers 'n muismodel gebruik om 'n strategie te toets en wat daarop gefokus is om proteïene te teiken wat die aktiwiteit van 'n soort immuunsel in die senuweestelsel reguleer.
Het jy al as 'n passasier in 'n Mogorro gery? Ek het nog nie. Jy kan al die avonture van hierdie span uit Amerika volg op YouTube en hulle naam is Expedition Overland.
After being introduced to some of Africa's wildest creatures and making good progress on a crazy road, we find ourselves on day 18, and the team is waking up in Camp 6 to another travel day as we inch our way back on schedule.
So I have more than one fear on this trip, animals being one. The second one involves drive times. I'm quite nervous about not making it to camp during the day because I've miscalculated the amount of kilometers and the terrain and the timing that it's required for filming. So if I've miscalculated a drive time or haven't left enough film time, we could get to camp late and be driving in the dark, which we don't want to do in Botswana because of the wildlife, and then, you know, that puts everybody on edge.
It's been super fun seeing Ash just crush the navigation and planning side of this. She was throwing a lot of hurdles with all of the truck situation at the port and all the delays. But to be honest, we're making up for that lost time here in Botswana. Ashley has devised a plan to get us caught up with our schedule. When we're almost there, we're trying to find the fine line between moving fast, but also having enough mechanical empathy to keep these trucks going on the long term for this, you know, marathon that we're doing over the next 60 days. It's kind of like a marathon sprint.
Here we go. Camp 6 was fantastic. Probably one of the best camps I can remember.
Agreed. I'd say one of my all-time favorites of all campsites in the world.
And there's a group of elephants on the right of us.
Doesn't get much better than that.
All right, we're gonna take a left out of here, then we're gonna take another left, head on down the road. We've got about a 7.5 hour driving time today.
Brought to you by the Overland Network, proudly supporting the best stories possible for the Overland community. Today, we are knocking out this last bit of amazing two-track. It's around 100 miles or so. Ryder is back behind the wheel for some more experience. And the speeds today are a little higher, and that's keeping all of us on our toes. But he's doing great and relaxing a little bit more with every hour in the driver's seat.
You're learning throttle control, anticipation, suspension, balance the weight of the vehicle. Getting a lot done here real quick. You're learning fast. Sick. Yeah. You're doing a good job. We ought to start a fuel log, huh? That's essentially 20 gallons.
As Ashley stays diligent on mapping our distances, fuel consumption will soon play a major role in our planning.
The elephants, yeah. Can you still see them?
One big one in here. Ones are...
Oh, wow.
Africa continues to command our attention. The animals own this land, and their magnificence can paralyze us, even as we try to keep up the hurried pace. Being on high alert due to the amount of ellies in the area, the tundra ahead has caught the glimpse of a leopard going under a tree.
We just got word, heading up the trail here, there may be a leopard kill up here.
This is nothing short of a second miracle with these leopards. It's a gift that the rest of us get to experience what the boys saw last night.
Let's stop here for 1 second.
I think there's blood all over its teeth.
Probably. Its beard. Its mustache.
That's cheetah stash.
Cheetah stash.
Leopard stash.
Do you guys see it?
He's eating an Ebola. Wow, that leopard's huge. The kill is crazy.
He's sleeping right now.
Awesome. That was cool. We are going to be taking a right turn up ahead. All right, we got 122 kilometers. So settle in.
With our fuel stop and leopard watching eating into our travel schedule, it's now time to make a beeline for our hardpoint stop today. We have a date night with the Okavango Delta, one of the most legendary locations in Africa as a whole. It's approaching dry season, and the Delta's waters are receding every day, condensing the animal populations as they follow the water. So there is no better time than now to go see them. We have wanted to get as personal as we can with this region, which requires us to leave the trucks and crawl into a historic mode of transportation, a Makaro, where these skilled polars will push us deep into the Delta for a night out in the bush. These polars are from the local village and make their living by pushing loads of equipment to remote parts of the Delta.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
This one's one for me. I've thought about doing this for months now. It just goes to say that you should plan and do your thing, because the time will pass anyway, and eventually you will find yourself in the place that you want to be at a pinnacle moment. This is fantastic.
The polars push us through the narrow passageways to avoid the open water. That's where hippos reside and are known to attack from underneath without warning. But they're not the only thing that we have to navigate around. As we near a bend in the waterway, an elephant stands in the path, and we wait for several minutes for it to move on. It's important to respect the animal and keep some distance as we slowly pass by.
I think we've reached the end of our trip.
Being out here in the bush is a little unnerving in the daylight, and I'm not sure if everyone is up for sleeping on the ground all night. But so far, these local guides seem to know what they're doing, and that should help us get a little rest.
My first impressions of Africa were I was a bit overwhelmed by everything happening. I didn't know really what to expect. I always imagined as this deep, dark civil war place where a lot of bad things happen. But now that I'm here and I get to experience everything, everyone is so nice. The animals are everywhere and they're chill. They don't care if you're there or not.
It's funny how when you actually step foot on the land, how all of those fears, anything that was put in your brain from people, media, whatever, just fades away, and you just get to enjoy the place for what it is. Looks like the cameraman stance. You do this enough, and that's just going to be the way your back is permanently.
Exactly, my neck and back.
Yeah, I'll be like, Pete, straighten your back, and you're going to say, that is straight.
It's straight.
With the sun setting, we'll be taking our nature walk in the morning. Tonight is Dr. John's last night with us before we need to get him to the airport in Maun. So we need to make this a night to remember.
Gonna miss you.
Oh,
teaching.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Click.
We're getting the full experience of Africa. The sounds near camp are new to my ears and a little unsettling. Hyenas are close, and hippos walk the land at night.
What are you cooking? Wow. You will see when you get on. This is the beef.
It's beef, okay.
Yeah.
While we have struggled cooking braai for 7 people, these guys are whipping up a braai for 20 people in no time. I think there's a few things to learn from these folks for our future brides.
The grate that they're cooking on is made of fence posts that they've cut out and welded, and then put the grill on top of it. That's genius. And then they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different pots all the way around it. And they've scattered the ashes out. They're cooking with the coals in different spots. And it's pretty awesome. And it's very efficient. They're cooking really fast.
Speaking of being fast, let's have Richard show you the bushy situation.
All right, we're out here in the Okavango, and we're not supposed to wander too far from camp, but it is important to note that the toilet is right over here. And if you see the toilet paper on the stick, you're free to go to the washroom over here. But if that toilet paper is gone, don't go near. I don't know. Oh, there it is. The bushy.
The bushy is only 100 feet away from camp, but that feels like a mile with the ghosts lurking in the darkness.
No problem. If the torch drops, it's because I got attacked, okay? We'll turn this around so we can watch for predators.
Yes.
Perfect. Safety first.
Yeah, you can look inside. Is it straight?
I think that's straight.
Yeah.
If you want to stay in the proverbial dark about what lurks in the shadows, don't look through the FLIR camera. Your suspicions will be confirmed. Dinner looks amazing. It's incredible what can be made out here. Lots to learn from the locals who call this place home.
Thank you.
I'll take this.
Amazing.
Delicious. I can't believe we're out here in the middle of nowhere. Having all these different things.
And of all things, the s'more has made its way to the Delta.
There we go.
And there's something comforting about a little piece of our home and a good source of entertainment around the fire. But the locals here have a better way to spend the time around the fire. Traditional songs have been passed down for centuries and are still utilized in schools, churches, and gatherings with friends, sometimes on a nightly basis. Of things through song and dance, the mating rituals of bullfrogs, to John's secret life as a party animal. All I can say is what happens in the bush stays in the bush. When asked about where these songs come from, they said from history, passed down further than history can remember. As the fire dwindles into the African night, we wind down for bed. I think we got the experience we were looking for. It's a night none of us will forget.
Op donderdag gaan kuier ons altyd nog verder te velde as in Suider-Afrika. Maak afspraak met ons vir môre se klets elders.